Two ballots that were not counted in a municipal election a little over a month ago must now be counted, according to a ruling from Maine's highest court. On March 24th, Clifton residents voted on who would become their next select board member, Cynthia Grant or Steve Armenia.
Grant won by 1 vote. The next day, 2 uncounted absentee ballots were discovered. An emergency town meeting was held just days later to count those ballots where their validity was challenged. WABI was at the meeting where it was discussed that the 2 ballots were filled out by members of Armenia's family and found by Armenia himself, with Vice Chair Newell saying the ballots should never have even been issued.
Per state statute, the ballots were not processed and were instead sent to the Maine Supreme Court, along with an affidavit explaining why the votes were being challenged. Grant was sworn in following that meeting. The court ruled today that the affidavit lacked sufficient information indicating the votes were invalid and was not properly notarized, meaning those 2 ballots must now be counted.
We have reached out to the town of Clifton for a response, but their offices are closed on Mondays.